Okay, I've got this part here machined up, the thrust pad. Now this contains 6 springs that put preload onto the bearing. I'm having trouble getting any smaller spring than this here. So I forget what actually measurements they are, but that's the smallest I can get, apart from buying some music wire and having a crack at making some myself. I just don't know. I'm gonna have a crack at these, and if I bugger the part doing it, it's not that big a part to remake. If I bugger up these holes, I do have a little bit of leeway that I can make just a touch wider. If the sidewall of these holes are just far too narrow. So I'm gonna have a crack with these. Whether it works or not, who knows? But it'd be nice if I don't have to worry about trying to make springs. I've just seen a video from Chris making springs, and I reckon it's going to be a pain in the ass. That's Chris from, yeah, Just One Guy Metalworks, the emoji man. So I'm going to have a crack at it. I've got a couple end mills here. So I'm going to use that one, and if I have to, I'll just flatten the bottom with a normal cutter. Anyway, we're going to have a crack at it, because I got a new toy on the mill. I'll show you that. So we've had a purchase. I finally got myself a rotary table. I've got the Vertex 8-inch table. Went the 8-inch, I spoke to a few guys about it, and you know, for the machines I've got a fair bit of head height on this mill drill, and my theory is as well, you can make little things on big stuff, but it's pretty hard to make little stuff on, or big stuff on little things, if you get what I mean. Vertex is Taiwanese made, so I think it's a little bit better quality. There is exactly identical tables out there without the Vertex tag. Whether they're the same or not, I don't know. They probably do the same job, but you know, bugger it, I just went with it. I just bought the table separately. I will end up getting the indexing rings for it. They're about $160 odd, and I can't afford them at the present moment. This chuck here is the one I had on the small lathe, which was probably a bit big for it, but it did handle it. So I pinched it off the kids and just made an adapter plate up out of aluminium, which is mounted to the tables via the T-slots, and this is just 3 bolts. Yeah, bolts that go through the top or through the front into the aluminium plate. That was pretty easy to make. I did cut it out with the rotary table and I had it on the Cincinnati. So I'm pretty excited to have this, and yeah, and thanks very much to the wife for letting me buy it. So pretty excited actually. I think the next thing I'll buy for the mill is a DRO. I do everything with a dial indicator, but I do get lost a bit and tend to make a few mistakes. But that's just the way it is. You got to crawl before you walk, I guess. So this is a part we've got to do. The thrust pad, it's got to have the 6 holes in it. So it'll be nice to be able to just turn the table and, you know, not turn the hand wheel and be able to index it to what I want, and not be guessing, you know, every time I want to do a circle pattern, or you know, a 4-hole pattern or something, and just marking it and guessing and hope it's right, because this is going to have absolutely bugger all sidewall left, which has got me concerned. So this part may even be scrapped yet, but we're going to give it a go. We've got nothing to lose. So I'll change out to the collar chuck and we'll have a crack at it, eh? Okay, I've just done one hole off camera, just to see if this is going to work or not. So I went down, it's a 2 flute ball end mill. And then I followed it up with this 6mm end mill, just to put a flat bottom, and it did take it out. It was a touch tight with this ball end mill, but I went down 7.5mm deep. Just still compresses full depth. Shit. Where'd that bastard go? I'll be back when I find that bastard. 15 minutes later, the bastard's back. So as I was saying, this will compress all the way. No dramas at all. So I'm gonna just wing it and do the 6 holes at 7.5mm deep. If I have to, I'll have to indicate it all back in after I trial it into the spindle. Indicate it back in and then maybe go deeper. So, oh, the bastard find that spring. I'll give you the tip. Never mind. So what we got to do is go 60 degrees. $30, $40, $50. Table's locked. And the camera's going to get hit. We are spot on, George. I don't know if this camera's going to vibrate around or not, but just have to wait and see. Oh, you dickhead, put in the wrong collar. Not enough cups of tea this morning. And the wind's blowing like a bastard. I don't know if you guys notice, but every time there's heaps of wind, everyone's cranky. Me included. Me being a dick, I forgot to sham for that. I better do that before I go and move again. I'll have to come back and do that one. But that's the advantage of it. I can go around and index it properly. The joys of having a rotary table. How cool is that? Sometimes the most simple things in life are the most rewarding. decided to go to the 60-degree centre just because there's bugger all sidewall there. Just so the chamfer didn't cut into this to the side and look shitty. That's what we ended up with. 6 perfect holes. Well, as good as perfect anyway. Most accurate thing I've ever done for a long time. Yeah, pretty happy. Oop, and the springs fit. Got to be happy with that. So this can now be jammed in the spindle with the bearings. Exciting time. Spindle is together, and I do not plan on taking it apart again. That's it, it's together now. It's what I've got to do. Well, I've had it running for probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just on, you know, about 300 RPM, just running them bearings in, and nothing got hot. I ran it at about 900 for 10 minutes or so. Nothing got hot. So to me, it's okay. It's going to have to be. So I've clocked the end of the spindle true in the 4-jaw. Then I've run the indicator up and down on 2 planes here, on the side plane and the top plane, and got the spindle running true. And believe it or not, this end of the spindle, I've got the housing running true, and this end of the spindle is running very true. So I've done something right, thank God. I've got to bore the inside of this 1 1/8 in, or 1 1/4 in, whatever it is, true to the axes now. So it says in the book. Then the rest of the inside of the spindle is just clearance for the draw bolt, and then turn the taper, and then I can say that the spindle is finished. Sorry I didn't get any footage of actually putting it together. I was just trying to keep everything spotlessly clean and just trying to get it spot on. So I'm not going to be able to film every little bits and pieces of this build. You'll drive you nuts. You haven't got a lifetime to watch it. So. Not overly impressed with that finish, but there's a lot I can do about it. It's so close to being 1/2 inch. It's as close as shit is to swearing. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it that. I might just get a bit of fine emery and rub in there. There's a bit of a mark in there. I'm not going to worry about it. Just going to be happy and leave it at that. And the good thing was I put quite a bit of oil in this chamber. You can see the oil is slowly coming out, which is preventing any dust from going in there. It's a bloody good thing. I did put a fair bit of oil in there, hoping that was going to be the case when I assembled it as well around this around these end caps. So that did work, thankfully. I think we're right to take it out. Hopefully. Oh, damn it, a bastard. I did damage the nut a little bit with the forge ore, but I'm not overly concerned about that whatsoever. It still feels good. And I think we've had a win, eh? What a mission that was.